Well, April's been a record-breaking month around the world, and in the UK, believe it or not, it's been the warmest April, it's been the sunniest April on record, and as well, the 10th driest. Thousands enjoyed the warm, sunny weather, flocking to the beaches on the warmest ever Easter weekend. Temperatures reached a sizzling 27.8 degrees at Wisley on the 23rd, the warmest April day since 1949. This followed a very dry March for some areas. Parts of eastern England, only 16 millimetres of rain. Certainly some problems for farmers and growers with so little rain. But compare that to Scotland, 294 millimetres of rain, near average rainfall. And the reason why? It's that same old culprit, a big ridge of high pressure, a blocking ridge of high pressure, sitting across the British Isles, sending all the weather systems much further north and the moisture away from eastern parts of the British Isles. And in May, as the blocking high moved, nudged by the jet stream, it allowed in a depression leading to some of the strongest winds we have seen in Scotland and the north in years. Over in the US, there was more extreme weather. April was a record month for tornadoes. There were an estimated 600 tornadoes across the US during the month, beating the previous April record of 257, and believe it or not, even beating the all-time monthly record set in May 2003 of 542. And we actually had a record outbreak during the days between April 25th and April 28th, where we had 305 tornadoes just in that span. And this is the radar picture showing the actual tornadoes, the yellow and orange lines, the actual tracks of these tornadoes as they moved across the eastern seaboard of the US. Many people were killed, but then late in May, even more storms arrived, wreaking havoc in the Midwest. So why have we had so many tornadoes? High pressure in the Arctic has actually pushed colder air much further south. At the same time, we've had warmer air coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, and the water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico, they've actually been the third highest on record. As the warm air comes out of the Gulf of Mexico, it meets the cold air, and then we have the jet stream riding along that ribbon of air, and the two different air masses meeting, we get the thunderstorm developing, and then eventually a bit of a spin and that cloud develops, and that is the beginnings of the tornado as it eventually touches the ground and barrels its way east. This same setup has also brought some very heavy rain, causing flooding and yet more misery for those whose homes were destroyed by the tornadoes. Well, the jet stream runs along the border between the warm air further south and the cold air further north, and it's been in an unusual position over the past few months because of La Nina in the Pacific, but it also brought record snowfall to the upper plains in the upper Midwest. That melted in the spring and worked its way down. Combined with heavy rain, it brought massive floods to this section of Mississippi Valley. Floodwaters reached record levels in Mississippi in May, sweeping through towns and farmland. 6 states along the Ohio River and the Mississippi River recorded their all-time wettest April. However, the unusual position of the jet stream meant that while some states were getting massive amounts of rain, others were getting virtually none. Take, for instance, Texas. In April 2011, it was the 5th hottest and 5th driest on record, and the period as well from February to April, that was also the driest ever. As a result, there were widespread wildfires with an April record of 1.79 million acres of land burned across the US. So with such an extreme spring, what will the summer have in store for 2011? Back to you, Carol. Well, the jet stream runs along the border between the warm air further south and the red thing that flashes. 542.